Hello everyone. The concept video now is about photosynthesis. Coming to the definition, photosynthesis can be defined as the oxidation reduction process by which the carbohydrates are synthesized from carbon dioxide and water by green plants in the presence of sunlight. And oxygen is evolved as a byproduct. So what does it mean? It means that carbon dioxide is getting reduced and it goes to form carbohydrate like glucose C6H12O6, and during this process oxygen would be released. The balancing of it we will see it in the further slides. So this is what is the photosynthesis about. Now if you observe, there are making and breaking of bonds. Okay, so for this energy is required. The energy is supplied by solar energy, and green plants with the help of chlorophyll will capture the solar energy and convert it into chemical energy, and these chemical energy are stored in the form of a bond, and during this process oxygen will be released as a byproduct. This is what we call it as a photosynthesis. Okay, now let us quickly see some of the preliminary experiments that was conducted to demonstrate photosynthesis in plants. Okay, the earlier one was Moll's half-leaf experiment. What is this experiment about is, an experimental plant was taken and a part of a leaf of this plant was immersed in a jar containing KOH, potassium hydroxide. Okay, so the part of the leaf which was say exposed to KOH was analyzed for the presence of starch, and it was found starch was lacking in this part. The other half of the leaf which was not exposed to KOH but was getting continuous supply of carbon dioxide was found to accumulate more of starch. So this clearly shows that carbon dioxide is essential for photosynthesis. Next, another quick experiment is about Joseph Priestley. He conducted his famous bell jar experiment. So what he has done is, he has lit a candle, and along with the candle a mice was introduced inside a bell jar, a jar which was completely sealed on all the sides. And he found that the mouse fell unconscious and the candle also got blown off. Okay, and he hypothesized that the air was turning impure because of the continuous burning of the candle and also the respiration process of the animal. And the next set of experiment, what he did, along with the mice and a candle, he introduced a plant. And he later observed that the plant restored the air, whatever the breathing animals and burning candles could remove it. So he completely hypothesized, telling that plants purify the atmosphere. So by doing so, he meant that plants release something which could purify the surrounding, which now we believe it is oxygen. And next, another set of scientists, one among them is Jan Ingenhouse. He proved that sunlight is needed for photosynthesis. Similarly, Julius von Sasch proved that glucose is formed during photosynthesis by conducting various experiments. Next, Engelmann, very interestingly, what he did was, he took a prism, he split the light into its various spectral component. And this various spectral component, that is seven different colors of light was allowed to illuminate a green algae called as cladophora. Okay, so this cladophora started showing photosynthesis and evolved oxygen. And to utilize this oxygen, he observed that aerobic bacteria started surrounding them. He was able to observe a lot of aerobic bacteria very close to cladophora. So this shows that oxygen was evolved during photosynthesis. Next, Cornelius van Niel. He demonstrated that the carbohydrate is getting reduced by a suitable hydrogen donor. Okay, so it goes like this. Carbohydrate was getting reduced by hydrogen donor, which he initially represented it as H2A. Okay, so the hydrogen reduces carbon dioxide and converted it into a carbohydrate, and water was released during this process. Okay, so later the experiment was conducted and it was found that this hydrogen donor was nothing but water in case of green plants. So this was a preliminary experiment that was conducted by von Neil. And finally, he derived an equation which goes like this: 6 carbon dioxide and 12 water molecules goes to form 1 molecule of glucose, 6 water and 6 oxygen was evolved during this synthesis. So this is all about the preliminary research that had happened.